Okay, hi, Super Sun.
Hi.
Now, today we're going to start a whole new topic because we've already done everything that you need to know about cells. So we're going to look at the way in which cells are arranged and organized. So this topic is called organization. What's the topic called?
Organization.
Organization. Okay. Right. Now, um, let's start off with the digestive system. So,
Digestive system.
yes,
What is that?
well, isn't it great because you don't know, but you're going to find out today.
By the way,
And
Dad,
yeah.
digestive is a type of biscuit.
You're quite right. It is. And the digestive biscuit is probably called the digestive biscuit because you digest it. But if you digest something, basically what that means, Alv, is the way that you take some food, you chomp it all up, and all of the, yeah, that's right, all the good bits go into your blood, right? And then go around your body in order to do things. Yeah, right. You've got to spot this diagram. What's this here? What do you think that is?
A nose.
Eyes
Mouth.
not slow. And this bit,
That bit. There.
yeah, yeah. What do you think that is? This is going to be a
That
very bad
thing there.
diagram, by the way.
That thing
Yeah,
which you just drew.
yeah.
That is who?
This is his mouth, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to
And
draw some
that's something
tubes.
he's gonna eat.
I'm going to draw some tubes here. Hold on.
It looks
Um.
now like poo.
Oh, stop it! You and your poo thing. Right. Hold on.
What? It looks
Let-
just like poo.
Right. Hold on.
It looks like no,
There's where the.
it looks like a cupcake which doesn't have another side.
I'm drawing this not very well. I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you are. I think you deserve a reward.
Go on. What's my reward?
Your reward is, drum roll please,
Da, 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 da.
and it is you can play on your own iPhone.
I thank you
You
very
can
much.
watch TikTok. You know that.
Oh, well, thank
That's
you, Al. Right,
that's your treat.
thank you very much. Right, this is a bit complicated. Can you
Because you
see the
love
front here?
TikTok.
Enough TikTok. This is your mouth, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Now listen carefully to this. That mouth, I've got some bad news for you, is connected to your bum hole.
Is that
It's just
true?
one big tube. Look, watch. Here I go down into the stomach. Then I go down into the small intestine, it's called. Then I go down into the large intestine, it's called, and out to the other end. And this thing is called the alimentary canal, but it's just one big pathway. Now, this is all inside you, little man, and it's all inside me. This is
Beep, beep,
lots of things, and I'm going to talk about a
beep,
number of organs. Now, tell me about organs. Where
beep,
are
beep.
organs in the sort of
Organs.
scale of thing? You have cells,
Yeah.
then what?
So they're your hearts. By
They're,
the way, they aren't love hearts.
no, they're not
So
like
you probably can you even draw a real person's heart?
not very well. I'm not very good at art, as you can see.
You
But
are
if
good
you've
at
got,
art. I like your picture.
thank you very much. If you've got cells, what do the cells make if you've got lots of cells?
Organs.
No, begins with T.
T.
Cells.
Cycle.
No, think of when things get more complex. So it starts off cells, then you've got tissues, then you've got
Tissues. Organs.
then you've got
Organ system. Organism.
and then you've got organism. Absolutely, that's right. So what we're looking at here is an organ system. It's the digestive system. Make sense?
Organ system. So it has
No.
a system, but it doesn't have an organ.
Well, it has got organs. You need organs to make a system, and I'm going to label some here. I'm going to label this one, this one, this one, this part, it's not an organ, this one, this, this. And by the end of today's lesson, you're going to know what they are. Now, this thing at
By
the
the way,
top,
Dad, I think that the bum hole is also an organ.
well, I don't know. I mean, let's use its Latin name, shall we?
Latin?
Bumholius. No, I don't know. Right. This is the stomach.
Bumholius?
This is the stomach, okay?
Sanga sanga bumholida.
So from that tube that goes down, oh, I've got to include this word as well, just because it's such a horrible word. Oh, wrong way. This is the stomach. This is something called the pancreas. What's it called?
Pancreas.
This is something called the small intestine.
By the way, Dad, I know what pancreas is. Your stuff.
My what?
Your stuff. Your pancreas.
Well, your pancreas actually is something that makes lots and lots of chemicals, which are called hormones, and it's inside your body. It's really important, your pancreas. This is something called your liver here. Have you ever eaten
Liver?
liver? Yeah.
Liverpool?
Something called your gallbladder. We're going to go through all of these.
If liver had a P-O-O-L at the end, then it would be Liverpool.
Yes. Why is it called Liverpool? Do they all? Yeah, Liverpool. It's a pool full of livers.
Liverpool is
Hey, £1 million,
P.
Alv, £1 million if you can pronounce this. You ready? Wait to the end. You got to do it in one go. What's that say?
Wait, what? It's too small. It's too small, Dad.
Excuses, excuses.
Yeah, but the handwriting is too small, so I can't see the E. It looks a bit
I
like.
suppose I can make it a bit bigger. Let me put it there, and let me just make it a little bit bigger. How's that? There.
I can still not see it. I can't see it still.
You're too cunning. You're wasting time hoping for clues.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Literally, it is small. Maybe you'll have to do that.
Well, what does this say underneath?
Stomach.
See, it's not that you can't read it at all. You little trickster.
Yeah, but it is even more smaller than that.
Shall I tell you how you say it?
How?
Esophagus.
You.
Yeah,
You
so you say it like this. You so a gus. Can you say that? Esophagus.
You saw haggis.
Put it together. What have you? Esophagus.
Esophagus.
Brilliant, clever lad. Right, so that's your esophagus.
It would be different if it hadn't.
What was it called?
Esophagus.
And what was the label underneath it?
The label underneath esophagus.
What was that pointing to? Can you remember?
The stomach.
Very, very good. Right, now the next one is the pancreas, isn't it?
Yeah, pancreas.
So in other words, Alf, point to where your esophagus is on you. Point to where it is. Inside you. No. Point on yourself. Is it here? Is it in here? Go on, point on yourself where you would put your esophagus. Go on.
Yeah, maybe?
It's there, isn't it? It's there. It's that tube that goes down, right?
Yeah. By the way, that tube is the neck.
Yes, it goes down through the neck. You're quite right.
So that's probably where my sickness goes from.
Yeah, when you
felt my
sick,
mouth.
it came up through the esophagus, didn't it?
Then my sick will go all the way from my bottom, all the way to the top, and then I'll vomit.
Yes, you probably would if you got some from your bottom. I would imagine so. Anyway.
Your bottom is a rubber vomit.
Enough now. I knew that we'd get onto vomit. Right, so that's called the esophagus. Then you've got your stomach. Point to where your stomach is then, Alvin, on your body.
It's all.
No, it isn't. Go higher, higher. Yeah, your stomach's about there. All right.
On my chest.
Yeah, now I've drawn it very badly there because I've drawn the stomach far too high, but it's just down there. It's just sort of, I don't know if you can see, just at the bottom of my tie and start at the top of my waist. Yeah, that's it. You've nailed it about there. So your esophagus goes all the way down there to your stomach. And then from your stomach, in your stomach, of course, all the food gets mulched up, doesn't it? And then it goes into what? What part does it go into next, do you think? Have a look on the screen.
Pancreas.
Goes past the pancreas. I'm going to color
And
some of these in so it's a bit clearer. Go on.
I think it goes past small intestine.
Past the small intestine. Let me just color in this pancreas bit.
And then large intestine.
Color in this liver bit, I mean. So it goes to small intestine, large intestine. You're absolutely right. Okay. So the question is, Alvin John, can you remember these labels? And I think because you're so flipping clever, you can. You're very good at this. All right. So let's start at the top. What was the top label?
Esophagus.
What was the next label?
Stomach.
Excellent. Can you remember what the little holly leaf like?
Pancreas.
Very good. Then what?
Then I think it is lower intestine.
Very close. It's the small intestine. Can you say the small intestine?
Small intestine.
Very good. And after the small intestine, you get the
large intestine.
good boy. The thing about this large
How about the
intestine,
other side?
we'll do the other side. The thing about the small intestine, though, is it's actually longer than the large intestine.
Yeah. So it goes down, 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 and around.
Okay. But the reason it's called the small intestine is because it's very thin. Can you see? That's quite thin there. It's quite thin there.
Thin means small, but tall.
Yes. So in that way, the small intestine isn't small in the sense is well, it's small because it's thin, but it's not small as in how long it is.
It's small and it's thin and tall.
Okay, left-hand side. You wanted it.
Yeah.
Can you remember what this top label was?
Liver.
Very good. Now you won't remember the next one, surely, because I've not even mentioned it. You say it gallbladder. Can you say that?
Gallbladder.
Very good. And the one underneath it, what does that say?
Bile duct.
Bile duct. Now, what happens? And you just need to sit back, little Alv, and listen to this bit. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I'll be very quick, but just sit back and listen to this bit. You chomp the food, it goes down here, and when you chomp it, you break it down. In your stomach, you chomp it a bit more with the muscle and the acid that's in your stomach. Acid.
In your stomach.
You then have the acid that comes down here, and that would be very bad for you. It would burn a hole in your stomach. But there's something produced by the gallbladder, which is the opposite of acid, which neutralizes it. The gallbladder produces bile, which is something called alkaline. We'll come on to that eventually.
How about healing essence?
It's a sort of healing essence. Then this sort of mulch all comes down here through the small intestine. Now, in the small intestine, it's really broken up now. It's like it's been chewed for days and days and days. And the food actually goes out into your blood, all right, in your small intestine.
My blood?
Hold on, mate. It then comes down here, and in the large intestine, all the moisture comes out in order to make sure that you can produce your feces at the end. Now, what are feces? Do you know? Feces, which is spelt like that, is another word for poo.
Dung.
Dung, poo. Dung. All right, now, little Alvin John,
U-N-G. Dung.
Dung. Do you remember that at the beginning, before I started that, I said you need to sit back and you need to listen? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Well, the reason that I said that was because now I hope you were listening because you're going to explain what happens to food as it goes into your mouth. Where does it go? What happens to it? Off you go.
So what happens to it is it gets munched up, and then acid comes in, and then some
Where does it go,
healing
though? Once you've munched it, where does it go?
down your mouth into your small intestine, then
No, it
into your
doesn't, matey. What's the first thing it goes into?
esophagus,
Right, let's do it all in order. So it goes into your esophagus, then where does it go?
stomach,
Stomach. Now, can you remember what was in your stomach? I did tell you. Begins with A.
A.
C-I-D. Acid, right? Acid, yes?
Yes, acid kills people.
Well,
The only thing.
yes. Well, it can do. Go
Acid
on.
kills people, but there's another healing essence which gets rid of the acid.
Okay, and where's that made from?
The liver.
Yes, it is actually, and it's stored in the gallbladder, isn't it?
Yeah, gallbladder.
So it comes down the bile duct. And then where does all this bolus go? Where does this lump of food go after it's been in
And
the small...
also the healing essence.
And
It
the healing
goes
essence.
down your small intestine, then into your large intestine, and then you poo dung.
Well, actually, you poo, it begins with F. What's the word?
F.
The... No, feces.
Feces?
Yeah.
I forgot that
Now,
one.
I've got 3 questions for you. The first question is, where in all of those labels, which is the organ in which the food comes out and goes into the blood? You know, the food that's all mulched up, the tiny
Large
bits.
intestine.
No, it's the small intestine. Question
Oh.
number 2. Question number 2 is where in all that diagram, because it's the water get taken out to produce your feces. Where does that happen?
The large intestine, isn't
The large intestine. I'm going to cut you short. That's the right answer. Third question. I did talk about the pancreas producing something, and I said it makes a chemical called and I began with the letter H. Now, this is a really difficult one because I only mentioned it once. Can you remember what I said the pancreas makes?
healing?
Well, it makes hormones. It also makes enzymes, actually. I didn't tell you this. It makes
Enzymes?
enzymes as well.
That means I lost.
Now, enzymes, excuse me. So you're happy with all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. I just want to do a very quick test of your memory when it comes to these labels. That's all. First off, on the left-hand side, what was the top thing?
Liver.
What was next? Begins with G. G.
Gall.
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 Bladder.
Oh,
And what was the next thing?
so bad, so bad, so bad.
Bile duct. All right, onto the
And
right-hand side. What have we got at the top?
I forgot.
You haven't. It begins, it's the tricky one. Esophagus, remember?
Esophagus.
And then what?
Stomach.
And then
Pancreas.
excellent.
Small intestine.
Excellent.
Large intestine.
Very good. Now, don't worry about not getting them all right. There'll be some questions for homework in which you'll do that. But I want to talk a little bit about these enzymes because enzymes are involved in this whole